the meeting is live.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, folks. Certainly good to see all of you. And I want to welcome you to the Benton Town Council for this Tuesday evening, November 21st. My goodness, time is flying by, isn't it? In just a few minutes, I'll ask you to stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. During the moment of silence time, I would invite you to pray in the tradition of your religion. I'll certainly be praying. And during that prayer time, if you'll keep this country, this community, and this council meeting in your thoughts and prayers, we would certainly appreciate it. And Councilmember Lyles is in charge of the Pledge of Allegiance. Are you doing that this evening, sir?
I actually have asked that Angie Juning do that this evening, and she gracefully accepted.
All right. Just like back in school.
I got somebody that's going to do it next time, though.
Oh, do you? Yeah, right. We'll look forward to that. And Angie, we look forward to you doing that tonight. So, folks, if you'd stand for those two items.
Face the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
All right. Obviously, I blew it. Forgot to get the roll call. So if you don't mind, please. I wish I could say that was unusual, but it happens all the time.
Councilmember Lyles.
Here.
Councilmember McCarty.
Here.
Councilmember Mullins. Here. Vice Mayor Stovall.
Here.
Mayor Gross.
Here. And then we'll have a moment of silence. Okay, we'll move on to community events. Councilmember McCarty, what's going on?
Well, it's a lot going on in town, and the town looks beautiful with the lights. I can't wait to see as we get more lights going up. Heard a little rumor earlier that one of my favorite spots in town is going to be even more beautiful this year, so I can't wait for that. But we do have two special guests with us tonight, Angie and Chastity, that will be letting us know what's going on in town tonight instead of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, great. Well, thank you very much for that. Okay, Councilmember Mullins, I understand you got some goodies.
I do. I have several council activities since the last time we were together. October 23rd, Mayor Gross attended the active shooter training. And I believe right in those dates, you also attended the shred event, paper shred event.
I did. It was pretty cool.
On October 26th, let's see, Mayor Gross and council members Mullins, McCarty, and Lyles attended downtown trick or treat. On October 27th, Mayor Gross, Vice Mayor Stovall, and Councilman Lyles attended the ribbon cutting at the Boys and Girls Club playground. November 8th, Mayor Gross attended the Veterans Lunch at the Annex. And on the 9th, Mayor Gross, Vice Mayor Stovall, and Councilman Lyles attended the grand opening and ribbon cutting at Pollard 107 South. On November 11th, Veterans Day, Mayor Gross attended the first Veterans Ruck at the War Memorial. On the 13th, Mayor Gross and Vice Mayor Stovall attended the Finance Committee meeting. And on November 16th, Council members Mullins and McCarty attended Public Works Committee meeting.
Very good. It's been a busy time.
It sure has.
You know how many of those food, so then why everyone showed up. Okay, with that, well, are there any other announcements? Okay, with that, we'll move on to request to postpone or change anything on the order of agenda. Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Tonight it contains two items. The first is the minutes of the regular meeting of October 17th, 2023, and also the minutes of the special called meeting we had on November 15th, 2023. Are any changes or additions? No?
Mr. Mayor, I move consent agenda.
Okay.
I'll Oh, I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Vice Mayor Stovall, second by Councilmember Mullins. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same signs. All right, now we get to my favorite part of the meeting, the fun part, the awards and presentations and all that good stuff. And so I think Donna is first. Is that right? Donna Collins, our HR director here. You know, folks, if you want to build a strong organization with lots of good staff members, you got to have good HR. And we do. We have great
I see we haven't fixed the podium. I'll have to put that in the budget for next year.
Yeah,
Need a
yeah,
staff.
it's kind of tight, but we'll work it.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, thank you for allowing me to come and speak tonight. The town of Vinton has a proud history of honoring veterans, and a few examples of this include the Vinton VFW Post 4522, which was established in 1945, the War Memorial, which was completed in 1946 and opened to the public in 1948, and the High Ground Monument, which was dedicated in 2011. Since 2016, the town has been a certified V3 employer, which means the Virginia Values Veterans Program, which assists employers implement nationally recognized best practices in recruiting, hiring, and retaining highly skilled and dependable veterans. This year, we extended our support by incentivizing veterans to apply with us, and we've had success in hiring certified officers with this incentive program. We've also received a donation from AMVETS this year that enabled us to design and install the Veterans Wall that hangs outside the council chambers. And we hope to extend the project in the very near future. This month, we've also held our first annual Veterans Day Memorial 5-Mile Ruck March. Officer Dibble, the Vice President of Queen City Rucking 22, organized the event, and all the proceeds went to the Boulder Crest Foundation. Boulder Crest is a nonprofit organization that provides veterans, first responders, and their families free services and resources to grow beyond their trauma. Over $6,000 was raised at this event, and all the proceeds went directly to Boulder Crest. Beginning next year with Boulder Crest, Chief Drummond, Officer Dibble, and myself will be implementing programs specific to assisting individuals to turn their struggles into strength. The main reason I stand before you this evening is to recognize and thank and honor those individuals and their families, because no one does this alone, that served in our armed services and continue to serve the citizens of Vinton. So, Town Manager, Mr. Peters will come up and present you all with the challenge coin that we've designed, and also have an additional gift for you. So, Mayor Gross, can you come down here? And then if you can wait down here after you, so that Debbie can take your picture. Chief Fabricio Drummond. Sergeant Brandon Alterio. We've had about a hard day on Sunday. Not present, but also as part of our veteran team, are James Brown and Kevin Orange, both in the Public Works Department. Officer Jesse Dibble. Officer Sean McKittrick. You're welcome. And Officer Doug Ani. And Officer McKittrick and Officer Ani are the two individuals that we were able to recruit and retain. You're welcome. With our incentive program. So I'm going to get out of the way and let them take a picture, but if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Always smiling.
Usually just hide.
Because you never know. You might get in there.
Can I just ask if there's any other veterans who in the room that have not received the film?
Thank you, sir.
It's not a home, man. Christmas one.
Thank you, Donna, for that. And Donna does a great job in recognizing veterans here in the town of Benton. We have several folks on staff who are veterans, but I think our town in general goes out of its way to recognize veterans. As I've mentioned often, how many towns of 8,200 people and 3.2 square miles has two major veterans monuments, if you will, the Benton War Memorial and of course the Benton Roanoke County Veterans Monument. So I think that really says a lot about our community, and thank you, gentlemen, for all your military service and for what you're doing for the town these days. Thank you very much. Okay, and with that, we have with us tonight the two stars of RVTV, Chastity Barber and Angie Chuney. I understand you ladies have a report.
I'm going to start with events and then we'll go to the slideshow. So, next Thursday is the Christmas parade. Go ahead.
Yep, tree lighting's at 6 p.m. Right here in front of the municipal building, and then the parade steps off at 7. We have about 80 entries so far. Last year we had over 100, so the next few days and first of the week will be crazy in our office. We're looking forward to it. Looks like it's going to be a good one.
Awesome.
And then for December 12th, we'll do our favorite event other than Christmas parade, Santa Crawl. And so just for everybody to know, we'll pull out of the War Memorial at 5:30 like the years past, and we have 4 routes in this year. And also, we're going to move through the town this year a little bit. We're not going to stop, so I wanted everybody to know that. Well, citizens to know that. I mean, y'all already know. But so we're going to toss out candy and things like that still. It'll just be a slow going, and we don't have to worry about the safety of kids darting out on the roads or people falling over to get a picture or anything like that. So, and then kids will be able to get in bed in time. Some of our routes have went to 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. So, and it's on a school night. Right. It's having fun. It's just, we just got to be a little considerate.
Yeah, we did that too. We've been having
Y'all picked up some extra.
I appreciate everybody that volunteers to make that event happen, because without volunteers, we wouldn't even have that event. So, and thank you to Public Works and the Police Department for always keeping us safe on the routes.
And Public Works does a fantastic job.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So in talking about the Christmas parade, the theme is Paint the Town Christmas. And as Sabrina mentioned, you notice all the lights around town. So we're kind of trying to light up the town and paint the town with Christmas lights. Big shout out to Star City Christmas lights that have been wrapping a lot of our buildings that you'll see, and quite a few more coming up before the parade. The goal is to get the majority of them done before the parade, and a big shout out to Public Works for all that they've done. So the town is looking really cool.
Yeah. And we had these shirts, Angie got these shirts made. So y'all remember to shop local this weekend. It's small businesses. I don't know if you've kept up with any of the percentages, but if small businesses don't pick up as far as foot traffic, they're falling behind. So as sad as that is, and we're a small town and we want to keep them going. So if you can shop on Saturday, that would be great. I know we got some really cute shops around here, restaurants, gift cards, anything like that. So I think that does our events for what's coming up. So tonight, we're going to show y'all a year in review of community programs and the Vinton Chamber. It's easier for me and Angie just to combine this because we do so many events together. It was like, okay, we can tag team it. So about us, the community programs and Vinton Chamber work closely together to produce events for the year in Vinton. We want to thank you to our Public Works and Police Department for all they do on event days. To our volunteers, boards, committees, thank you for going the extra mile and giving back. Catherine, thank you for dealing with us and making sure all of our paperwork and entries are paid. Thank you. Oh, I got some typos there. Thank you, God, for giving us 97% great weather all season this past year. We only had 2 cancellations of mingles. Other than that, and 1 car show. Everything else was a success. Without all these components, Angie and I could not have such an amazing and well-attended events. And then, of course, I got to show off the mural, which I will give a sneak peek, and that is your cover to the 2024 calendar. So, and that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'd say right around Christmas, people should have those calendars in their mailbox, if not around before New Year's for sure. So on the community programs, the Vinton War Memorial has hosted 378 events, and that is over 20,000 guests in the building just in 2023. The community center, along with senior programs, so paid rentals and the programs, is 412 events that they've had. I will tell you, the community center has rented almost by itself. I mean, it is amazing how that is. This past weekend, they had 5 events in 2 days just at the community center.
Oh, wow.
So that's still taking staff to go in there and, make sure everything's cleaned up from the next one. It's nowhere near the magnitude as a war memorial, but still it consists of some staff going there. Farmers Market this year, we hosted 39 events. That's from the car shows, the mingles, PD events. We had a children's craft event. We had pop-up vendor markets. The list goes on and on. We've had Deb's Lemonade come there. We've had music jams there to fill in space and gaps before like 107 and Twin Creek. So we did some pre-parties, things like that, and they seemed like they were a pretty good success. This is kind of like just a fourth of what has been going on in the town events and networking, after hours, Career Quest, Clean Valley Day, July 4th, the race on the 4th. There's Trick or Treating, 107 Pollard. We went to, what was that event center?
That's the Square Anniversary at Hotel Roanoke.
That's at the top right. Numerous radio shows that we've done. So that's just a little bit I wanted to see, so y'all could see all the different departments and what all it takes to make all these events a success. All things Vinton. So we have successfully taped 32 shows. As of today, it's 33, and we've got 5 more booked. That's just for this year, which I know we won't be able to squeeze in all 5. We do have production in January and February, so we'll have to rearrange some schedule to fit all that in. Right now, we're RVTV's #1 ranked taping for likes and views on social media and YouTube. The last one that we aired had over 15K views on YouTube and over 20K views on Facebook. So thank y'all for sharing, tagging, anything like that. That's what helps RVTV. It helps them a lot on the rankings. It gives them proof of what they're doing. It's great.
They're amazing.
Oh yeah.
They're amazing to work with. They're in for whatever we want to do and wherever we want to do it. So thank you.
And thank you to every business. A lot of people don't understand that the businesses are paying for staff, along with if we're eating food, if we're getting fingernails, whatever it's doing, it's costing the business something. So we couldn't do it without any of them. So thank you to RVTV, Scott and his staff. And then I'll turn it over to you.
This year we produced the 7th edition of the Roanoker Vinton magazine. That's the magazine that comes in the Roanoker magazine for Top Docs. But we get the overprints, so those are the magazines that have the mural on the front. So that's our 7th edition. We do it every 2 years. We've been doing it for 14 years now. We've done over 20 ribbon cuttings, the Senior Expo, Fall Festival. 9 mingles were scheduled and ready to go. 7 were held. field, 2 golf tournaments, state of the town. That doesn't include like after hours that we do. And now we've started new events for this year. We've had 42 chamber events. We did 163 Angel Tree Angels last year for Vinton schools. We're on track to do probably a little bit more than that. I do have a stack of them in my office if anybody is interested. I carry them around with me most any place, so I have them if anybody wants one. Our average attendance was between 700 and 1,000 people at Mingle at the Markets, which is records for us. And what makes it really neat is to look around. I've lived here all my life. I know most everybody that lives here. To look around at these events and see people that I've never seen before in my life. Ask them where they're from. They're from Salem or they're from the other side of Roanoke or whatever, and they're coming to Vinton. And they're eating in our restaurants. They're coming back to shop in our shops. They're loving it. I know I see people at our new places, especially that I'm shocked that they're here, that they've come from the other side of town. So it's neat to see. So we started one new series last month, Business and Breakfast. We had our first one at Aphrodite Nail Salon. It was sponsored by Home Trust Bank, kind of like a lunch and learn type of thing, but in the morning, because a lot of some of the businesses, bankers, that kind of thing, said they couldn't get to a lunch. I think I forgot to mention lunch and learns. We did 6 lunch and learns, and on top of that, I did 24 Vinton Chatter radio shows sponsored by the town of Vinton. So thank you for that. So that's a big hit for people to listen to. But the Business and Breakfast was a big hit for the first one. So we'll start that on alternating months is when we don't do lunch and learns. And we're needing one more event to start. So we're starting a new January event. It will be January 25th at the War Memorial. And it is a thank you to our sponsors, our members. We're calling it Roll the Dice because it's going to be a casino night. So we're excited about that. We're going to hopefully, we've got a lot of the restaurants in town on board to do almost a taste of the town. We want them to be there on site to talk to people as they come up and taste what they're offering that night. So we want to get the restaurants and stuff involved too. So we're looking forward to that. So mark the calendars for January 25th.
And on the town side, the Touch a Truck, we're going to be able to do that May 18th of 2024. And I'd like to thank Jason Davidson for helping me head that up. It should be really, really awesome the way that's looking now. So we've got some very good partners that are coming in with us thanks to relationships that Public Works has with VDOT, Boxley, and different people. So maybe we'll get Dev's Lemonade to sell the lemonade, not go through the truck, right? So this will be in downtown Vinton, May 18th, so more to come with that. And lastly, any questions or comments? I know that was fast. It's a lot of information. I'll share the slides.
The only thing that I wanted to add is the Lions Club does a spaghetti dinner before the.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
And then another thing is on the 12th before the tree lighting, I hear Drummond is making hot chocolate for everybody.
Oh,
Whoa. Howdy.
On the 30th, whatever the parade, before the parade.
I saw that today. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
That's cool.
yeah.
Now, is it true that he's doing it?
I will be there, yes, sir.
You'll be there.
Well said.
Hey, great job, you guys. I mean,
Yeah, very
you put
nice.
a good spotlight on the town, and it shows.
It does.
And it's lit up for Christmas. You did a great job. I know you guys were behind the scenes on that too, and just another reason that we live in the best town this side of the Pacific.
That's right.
I don't know if you've done those numbers, but I did sitting right here, and there was over 870 some events that y'all just showed right there.
Wow.
And to use his statement down there, I mean, it's huge. I mean, you take a town this size and the population not being that high, and we got over 800 events. So, I mean, that's what we're here for. So what y'all do for us, or we'll do for the town, and that's what we're here for, is to give people the opportunity to have something to do so they'll stay in town. So hats off to you.
Yeah, great job, ladies. Great job.
Yeah, great job. Yeah, a lot of great events, and you two ladies do a wonderful job representing the town. So, yeah, I want to make sure I understood correctly the everything in Benton. All things. Yeah, top rated show on RVTV. Is that right?
Yep. So they're on YouTube. Look up All Things Benton, and then we share them on Facebook and everything. So people love them.
Yeah. So all things Benton on RVTV. Then. Ooh, very nice. Thank you, ladies. Good job. Right. All right. With that, we'll move on to the police department recognition. Chief, you're up next.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. But yes, shameless plug, we do have an event. Before the Christmas parade, Officer Holland, myself, and of course, men of the Benton Police Department will be serving hot chocolate with library staff prior to the parade. So hopefully it's nice and cold where we can warm up our old bones with some hot chocolate.
Sounds really good, but you don't have to kid us. We know Mandy's doing it.
She'll be there.
Mandy.
For sure. And of course, thank you to Ms. Collins. Thank you, Ms. Collins, for the recognition. It's very evident your love and appreciation for our military servicemen and women. And every year she serves us a beautiful lunch and builds a beautiful wall. The recognition is throughout the year, and it's very evident passion for this country. So thank you very much for the recognition.
Absolutely.
This time I'd like to call Officer Justin Baker up here. I'll also invite his wife, Miss Mandy Baker, and not Hart. Hart may come. Over here, Justin. And greetings in God's Wahoo shall see this document. Know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the fidelity and abilities of Justin T. Baker, I do appoint this officer a detective corporal in the Vincent Police Department to rank as such from the 21st day of November 2023. Effective with this appointment, you are charged to carefully and diligently execute the duties and responsibilities of a detective corporal of the Vincent Police Department, and I do strictly direct and require all personnel of lesser grade to render obedience to appropriate orders. As a detective corporal of the Vincent Police Department, you must set an example for others to emulate. Your conduct and professionalism, both on and off duty, shall be above reproach. You are responsible for the accomplishment of your assigned duties and for the safety, professionalism, development, and well-being of the officers in your charge. You will be the embodiment of our institutional core values of honor, integrity, and values, and you will lead your officers with firmness, fairness, and dignity while observing and following orders and directions of your senior leaders and enforcing all regulations and laws governing the Commonwealth of Virginia and the town of Benton, given under my hand at the town of Benton Police Department this 21st day of November in the year of our Lord, 2023. Congratulations, Corporal Baker. Pinning him will be, of course, his wife, Miss Mandy Baker. Wait, let me take a picture. I do it again. I missed everything. And on video. This is a chance. I'll do it for you. Calls. It's upside down. Distress.
I like it better this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Detective Corporal Justin Baker. Thank you so much.
Yeah, take a picture.
You want to take a picture? Pictures.
Go on, come up and shake hands.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Proud of you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you. Now we get to introduce somebody, promote somebody, introduce somebody. And this will be the final piece to the puzzle where we're a fully staffed agency with this introduction. So lots of successes in the Vinton Police Department. Now I invite, of course, Sergeant Brandon Alterio, the patrol supervisor, to introduce Officer Jason Call.
Thanks. Oh, you're,
Yeah.
sure. Hold on, sure. Yeah. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, and town staff. As he said this evening, I have the distinct honor of introducing our new member to the town and to my shift, Officer Jason Call. He's a native of Roanoke, Virginia, and a graduate of Northside High School. After high school, he attended Bluefield College, where he attained his degree in criminal justice. While also in Bluefield, he was a student athlete where he played collegiate baseball. After graduating from Bluefield College, he followed his degree path by attending the Roanoke City Police Department Academy in January of 2007. In his class, he met many wonderful aspiring officers, including one of our own, our Chief Drummond. In the academy, he was known to be team-oriented, rational, and very cautious about everything. Keep in mind, this is a paramilitary environment, so Jason was always ready for the hammer to drop, so to speak. Jason graduated from the police academy and entered the patrol division of the Roanoke City Police Department. His time in law enforcement has been one of many achievements with lots of development and career growth. After the patrol division, Jason was assigned to the Criminal Investigations Bureau, where he served as juvenile crimes detective, domestic violence detective, and a crime scene investigator. Before transitioning to Vinton, Jason attained a prestigious and what is known as a workhorse rank in law enforcement. He became a sergeant. Sergeant, most respected rank in law enforcement officers. Throughout his career, Jason has achieved many certifications and instructorships. Some of those are fatality investigator, evasive driving instructor, and an academy instructor. Some of the certification and specialized trainings are fatality investigator school, forensic evidence school, and drug interdiction school. Jason is also a graduate of the FBI Supervisor Leadership Institution training. Jason has served as the president of Police Association and a board member of the Police Association's Community Service Board. Jason was also an active participant in Homework Helpers, which is a Roanoke City Schools program. Wheels on the James, which was building cycles for children with disabilities. Jason had an active role in reading outreach programs, volunteering with the Southeastern German Shepherd Rescue, and rebuilding Roanoke. Jason also participated in an outreach program in Uganda, Africa in 2011 and 2012. Jason is married to his beautiful wife, Miss Ashley Call, a school teacher, and together they have two daughters, Sarah Beth, who is 10, and Maggie, who is 8. Jason attends Parkway Church and plays an active role in church ministries. The Call family has a deep-rooted relationship with Christ, and that is something that he demonstrates in his way of life. Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Town Council, staff, and families, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Officer Jason Call.
Pinning Jason, or putting a badge on Jason, will be his wife, Miss Ashley Call. Invite her up here.
Welcome aboard, Miss Sarah.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Congratulations and welcome.
Hey, Rob. Yes, we will. Welcome to see you.
Yes, that's you.
Also, welcome to the family, of course. Jason didn't tell me their names, so I'll refer to them as mom and dad. Thank you guys for coming. Mr. Mayor, I know you're familiar, but thank you all. Thank you all for allowing us to come up here. Thank you all for allowing us to promote. Thank you all of us for the hiring, of course, and we're excited for our future. I don't anticipate any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, very much. It is, wow, it's really encouraging to me, and I would think all of council, all of us here, to see these wonderful promotions tonight and see the folks that are coming on board. I love the quality of people that you and Donna and this department is attracting when we have folks of this quality sign on, then we know we have a great department. And I think I heard you say you are fully staffed, and I don't think many police departments can say that. Isn't that right, fully staffed?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So congratulations certainly to the two gentlemen here tonight and their families, but also to you, and just appreciate what our police department's doing here in town. Very, very proud of you folks. You know, it's one of the pillars you got to have in a community, is a strong law enforcement for a safe community, and you guys just do a wonderful, and ladies, just do a wonderful job. Council, you have any comments for our saying?
Yeah, just like you, Mayor, I want to say two things. First off, to all of you that are veterans, thank you. Thank you for your service, naturally, and then coming here. And once again, as you very well know, I mean, you can't get by the fact putting your life on the line every time you go to work. I do want to take my hat off to you, Donna, because you've done a remarkable job of recognizing the veterans in this town and showing not only the things outside, but out the wall and all that's really great. And I want y'all to know this, that not just the police department, but all employees, we as council, we understand very much. We don't pay you enough. We understand that. We'd love to pay you a whole lot more, but we strive every day to do everything we can under economic development, do everything we can to bring everything into this town to increase revenues so that we can continue to pay each and every one of you what you're worth. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Chief. You're a great leader, and I appreciate all you do.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, anything?
Yeah, thanks. And welcome to the family, to the new. And I'm sure your girls will do the pledge next time.
We're counting on it.
Yeah, thank you for all you do. One of the things that I had listed for the end of my comments is the Lions Christmas shop, the Lions Club Christmas shop that they do, and we had several policemen attend that again this year. They did last year as well, and when the kids came in and the little boys came up, I was like, I said, you guys want to go with these guys? And they were like, policemen, yeah. You know, so you make a big impact always, all the time. So we thank you, and we're lucky to have you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, everything's really been said, other than, very proud of our police department. This police department has come a long way. There was once a time that no one wanted to work in the town of Benton under the police department, and now, from what I hear, everyone wants to work for the town of Benton in this police department. That's to the town, to the leadership, Chief Drummond. Every time we get here, it seems like the list of our applicants and their accomplishments just keep getting longer and longer with what we recruit in the town. And it's amazing that for a town this size that we're able to recruit the folks, the fine folks that we have been able to. And then on a personal note, I just have to say I'm sorry to Mandy, I forgot all about you that day after the Halloween trick-or-treating, and I just remembered, so I apologize, and I will get you next year. I know. I feel bad.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, once again, thank you, folks. We certainly appreciate all of you. No doubt about it.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we'll move on to the citizens' comments and petitions. This is for anything that's not listed on the agenda.
Everybody's leaving. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah. Good to see you, man. See you, Steve. Please?
Don't forget that pledge next time.
Parade and the Santa Claus.
We just got one poor old soul still here.
So listen to it all.
Oh, poor Bo. He's mad.
Yeah.
He's at
Start recognizing the employee. You get to go early. Bring somebody here and give them dump truck driver of the week or something.
Okay, with that, folks, we'll move on to our public hearing for this evening, which is to gather comments concerning the release of the right and option to, okay, I'll quit, to purchase a piece of land. Let me officially open the public hearing, and we'll start with our report from the town manager. Sir?
So this is the part where I bring down the quality of the meeting.
Man,
business.
you got a tough act to follow, man.
Well, so I want to draw your attention to the TV there. You see the property outlined in green with the little pin stuck there. That is a 3.5 acre tract, what we are previously referred to as the Benton Industrial Park. Just across the street there, you'll actually see the large flat area. That's the once Benton landfill. That's 3rd Street that runs through the middle of the property, just to give you a familiar kind of where we are. It turns out that in 1986, when we sold this property to Fralin and Waldron for future development, there was a option for us to purchase the property should that day come back. If they were to sell it, we had the ability to a first right of refusal to purchase the property. So this was discovered just recently. I'm sure this property has been potentially petitioned to be sold a number of times, but they have recently placed, I don't know if it's sold or not, but it was recently put on auction. And so it was discovered in the title search that there was this option for the town to purchase the property. So for us just to clean the property up in consultation with each of the council, discussed it with our legal counsel, what steps we need to take to release that option. And so that hence the public hearing tonight. We've looked at the property. It is challenged topography wise, so it'd be fairly difficult to build on. The location really doesn't serve in the general public interest, so it felt like there was no need for us to keep or act on our option. So the staff's recommendation is for council to authorize the town manager to release the option on the property, and then that would free up Fralin and Waldron to sell that property to the private sector for hopefully future development. And other than that, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay.
Essentially, when you give up an interest in real property, you have to go through the public hearing process.
Oh, okay. No matter the value or whatever. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir, for that and for the clarification. So since it's a public hearing, we will ask for comments. Bo, it's, I guess, up to you, man. You're doing.
I was talking to one of our council members a few days ago. That's the starting part of our golf course.
I had to ask.
It's uphill par 3.
Yeah. Straight uphill. All right. If there are no further comments, we'll move on to council discussion and questions. Anything, folks?
I don't think so.
No. Chairman, I do appreciate you clarifying why we had to do that. So if there's nothing further, then we will close the public hearing. Council, you have before you a resolution that would authorize the release of the right and option to purchase the land that we've heard described here this evening.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilmember Lyles, second by Councilmember McCarty. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyles,
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty,
Yes.
Councilmember Mullins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall,
Yes.
Mayor Gross.
Yes. Thank you. All right, next item is consideration of the town council meeting schedule. Calendar year 2024, I assume you folks got a chance to look at that. Any comments, changes, additions?
No, sir.
No?
Looks good.
You want an action on that?
Well, so just for public consumption, I just wanted to highlight for the general public might be watching or for future record, there are we meet the first and third first and third Tuesday of each month. And there are two meetings that we're not scheduling next year. One being the first I'm determined, the first Tuesday of August. And that is typically not held as a result of First Night Out, our annual celebration of our police department and all they do for us. And then election night, that falls this year, November 5th. That is now a town holiday. It's a state holiday. We're following a state holiday schedule. So that is a holiday for the town. So we'll be skipping council meetings that night. There could come the time throughout the year that we determine there's not sufficient business to hold a meeting. So it could be additional meetings canceled, but those are the only two that we won't currently schedule and hold. So happy to answer any questions, have any clarifications, but that is what the staff's recommending for council meetings for 2024.
Okay. Thank you for that information. Council, any other questions, comments? So you don't really need an action then, it's just like you said, public information, right?
No, I think, yeah,
I would
I would like council to adopt.
Okay.
a motion to adopt the schedule, yes.
All right, so folks will entertain a motion to adopt the calendar as presented.
I'll make a motion to adopt that calendar.
Okay.
I'll second.
Of motion by Councilmember Marlowe, the second by Councilmember McCarty. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay. Thank you, Jeremy. At least that makes it official, right? And speaking of Jeremy, I don't see anything listed, but we always appreciate your being here, appreciate your input. And
I would say one thing, Mr. Mayor, just to draw the loop complete on our special called meeting last week. There was one document, the SNDA, you'll remember us talking about, that was still getting discussed a little bit. That is now finalized as well. No major changes to it, nothing that changes the transaction or requires any additional action from town council. Our resolution had given the town manager and the mayor enough the ability to make such minor changes to the documents. But I did want to let you know that that document that was still in flux a little bit has been finalized. The town documents are all set. We're just now waiting to get over some insurance issues to get to close it. Just to give you that little update.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to the town manager's report.
Yes, sir. I got a couple announcements. One, I want to thank Jeremy for all he's doing behind the scenes. He does touch almost every document or every decision that we bring before council. So just appreciate his work behind the scenes. It's been numerous items recently. I also want to congratulate the Chief of Police, Chief Drummond. Pretty remarkable accomplishment to be fully staffed. So I certainly don't want to jinx it, but it needs to be noted. I mean, and I think everybody has acknowledged that, but I just wanted to congratulate you and thank you for all your leadership down in that department and what you brought to the table with staff is pretty remarkable. Thank you, sir. So now you're going to have to, tell people, turn them away. I don't know.
We are.
Strange territory.
You could start a pipeline just in case anybody ever leaves.
Waiting list.
Just a waiting list, yeah.
This may be something that I don't want to steal all Bo's thunder, so I'm going to try to reserve some of the comments I would normally make, given that he has a Public Works Committee report tonight. But a couple of items I would like to highlight, and if he duplicates that, that's okay. Pretty important. Mountain View Road, I did receive notification via our deputy town manager today regarding the Mountain View Road project. VDOT has confirmed that work should be underway June 1st, and the expectation is it will be completed by August 1st. So that is Mountain View Road. And for those who haven't been paying attention or haven't heard, we will be building a standalone web page that will be published sometime in January to provide all the details regarding that project. But the town will be, with VDOT's considerable assistance, both financially and supervising and organizing the project, rebuilding Mountain View Road from Washington Avenue all the way to the town limits. This will be a fairly new process that doesn't happen a lot in our area, but it's certainly gaining traction. And that is a full depth reclamation. We've talked about this before, but an FDR, and actually all of council got to witness that over in Roanoke County in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood. But that is, and I won't go into all the details, but it is building a brand new base for the entire roadway and then a new fresh coat of asphalt on top of that. So as we've all discussed, the problem with that road is it wasn't sufficiently built. In certain sections of that road, we have asphalt laying directly on dirt. So this will create the base that we truly need, and should have, many generations of life expectancy moving forward. We'll just have to do routine paving in the future. So excited to get that project underway. I know Andrew did not like to see the check getting writ VDOT out the door, but part of the necessary function of doing the project. This is nearly $1 million project.
Wow.
Previous estimations were in the millions, so we're happy that it's not quite that level, but it's still a significant project, a significant rebuild, and not only will it service a lot of our residents, or certainly the elementary school, but a lot of the East County residents who utilize that road too. So we're happy to finally get that project underway June of 2024.
Let me clarify if I can.
Yes, sir.
So you said town line to Washington, but previously they had talked about Chelan to Washington. So
the total length of the road from Washington to the town line is approximately a mile. We repaved about 1/10 of a mile to Chelan.
Or
On to the town line.
Right. And leading to the county. From
Correct.
the county.
On the far end.
Right.
So this project, as of now, it's anticipated to go where we paved before, if they have some extra money, some extra wiggle room. Total cost of the project is in the neighborhood of $950,000 with a little bit of buffer.
Okay.
So we won't know till the paving bids come back until the spring. And
so the bid is going to go county line to Washington. Is that the bid's going?
That's our hope.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
And the project, the way the cost is being kept down is VDOT is bidding it because it's a VDOT administered project. They are bidding it as a part of their entire Salem residency package.
Cool.
So they're seeking to get some economies of scale on the paving contract. And just for the sake of clarity and for any public who may be watching as well, even though the total project cost is almost $1 million, the town's contribution is only half.
Half, right.
So $500,000 is what we're committed to, and any overages would either be handled by VDOT with some flexing of their money, or we would only share in half of any future project. So it really is a great deal for the town for the bang for the buck that we're getting for the money.
So there will be quite a bit more correspondence, communication to the general public, because there'll be some coordination of road closures. The reason timing is we're trying to wait until school is out and we're not impacting drop off, pick up, school bus routes, that sort of thing.
Yeah, very good idea.
So working during the summer. So, but again, a lot more correspondence and communication to be had. So just stay tuned for that, but did wanted to continue to pass along information as we receive it.
Maybe another field trip? Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was worth coming out tonight to hear. This project's been a challenge, and I just appreciate staff so much where they've hung in on this. It's that thing's been up and down the road, so to speak, and so it's really good news to hear that we're finally going to see some action out there. Right.
Also, just wanted to remind everyone about the holiday hours coming up. The town offices will be closing at noon tomorrow and will remain closed Thursday and Friday this week. staff, Public Works has communicated the change in trash delivery. That's always an item of concern. So that's been communicated. If you're not aware when your trash is being picked up, there are social media posts and website postings. So just kind of tune into there, and your trash, if it's not on your typical day, it is being picked up. Just kind of look at the postings to make sure how it's being picked up. I'll ask Bo to remind everyone during his Public Works Committee kind of that schedule, but we're mostly through that at this point. Got one more day tomorrow this week. The calendar delivery, Chastity did mention it. I know that's always a very an item of interest for our residents and our businesses. So we're working hard to get those delivered before Christmas. We're waiting a final proof from the printer, as I understand it. And as soon as we sign off and acknowledge on that, either tomorrow or first thing Monday is what I've been told, we'll give the issue, notice the issue to start printing and delivery. And so we have paid the postage already, so it's imminent. And again, a couple years ago, we made the decision. It's such an important item for our residents. We used to hand deliver those, and now we're using US mail, so it comes right to your mailbox. So if I just ask if you haven't received it, the expected delivery date is just before Christmas. That's what our expectation is with the printer and the postal service. But if you haven't received it, we'll certainly have extra copies. But I would say just if for the general public, just to be patient, and it will be on its way. And if you didn't receive one, I'd say by day after Christmas, then you can give us a buzz and we'll run you one out. So
cool, very good.
And the last item, again, I know Bo's got a lot of information to share. The Walnut Avenue parking lot, the contractor's ready to go. We asked them to delay construction until after the parade, but so we can actually use that lot during the Christmas parade as it currently stands. But construction on the new Walnut Avenue parking lot is expected to start Monday, December 4th. Very excited to get that project underway, and it'll be a really nice addition to our downtown, providing 80 plus new public free parking spaces adjacent to our downtown. So happy to get that going, and the expectation is that will be finished in March and ready for the Dogwood and all of our summer activities. And other than that, just want to encourage folks to come out and enjoy the Christmas season. We got the town's looking wonderful. Public Works has done an amazing job. Really proud of the businesses stepping up to do additional decorations of their businesses. The opportunity was offered and everybody's jumped on it. So it's to see everybody kind of pitching in, and it's really makes the town shine. So excited about that, excited about the parade and the Christmas crawl. So just come out and support your local businesses and enjoy the holiday season. Other than that, that's all I have. Thank you much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Great report. We certainly appreciate all that information, all that good information. All right. With that, the next item is an appointment to a board or committee. And of course, the item listed there you see is Roanoke Valley Resource Authority. So town clerk?
Yeah, so this is to reappoint Pete Peters to the Roanoke Valley Resource Authority with the new term starting in January 1st, 2024 and ending in December 31st, 2027.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so folks, you've heard the nominee. Is there a motion to appoint Pete to the Roanoke Valley Resource Authority?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mullins, second by Councilmember McCarty. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. All right, we'll have some reports from our committees now. Andrew, I think you're going to go first, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Finance.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I wanted to report on the Finance Committee meeting that we had back on November 13th. Relatively light agenda, but some good things that came out of there. The first presentation we had was from Brown Edwards on the FY22 financial audit. They will actually be here at the next meeting on December 5th. So I will save a lot of the specifics from them. I will kind of tell everybody that it was a clean audit and everything kind of shook out the way we had hoped. So good news there, and we're well on the work on the FY23 audit. So they'll be here for any questions and all that good stuff. Moving on to the financial statements through September 30th. So this is going to be through the first quarter of FY24. Everything continues to remain at an all-time high. I feel like I come up and say this, every month, but things couldn't be better. Our investments are just over $9 million. And our revenue sources continue to really surprise me month after month. We've got a really active group of citizens, and they're really supportive of what the town has to offer. So I wanted to touch on some of our revenue sources. Our meals tax is trending a little over 50,000 over what we had budgeted through the first quarter of FY24. Our parimutuel taxes are trending just shy of 50,000 over, so that's activity at Rosie's. Our sales tax is trending a little south of 30,000 over what we had budgeted, and our cigarette stamp sales is trending just about 15,000 over what we had budgeted. So really all of our major revenue sources are outperforming what we had anticipated, and continue to get stronger every month. Do you guys have any questions about anything, or?
We don't get tired of you saying all that.
Okay, I don't get tired of reporting on it. I would like to say, we still find ourselves in a really favorable rate environment. So all of our banking partners are working really hard to help grow our investment funds, and it's just it's a great time to be in the town. And I do always say in finance committee meeting, and I want to say here, we are actively pursuing projects just as quickly as contractor availability allows it and staff, ability allows it. So just because we've got this funding, we're not holding on to it. We're, wanting to spend that as quickly as we can. We've just got to do it as we're able. So we've got a really complex capital project list, and we'll be knocking those off as we can and as you all envision. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Andrew, that's a really good point about the projects. I'm glad that you brought that up. And I think our citizens can see there's a lot of great things going on around town. And for one thing, all you got to do is drive over Walnut Avenue and Farmers Market area, and everything looks just absolutely beautiful. It's great. So we got plans for that money, right?
With only one question, so all this is $9 million in investments. You wrote a check the other day for VDOT for $950-some thousand, and the question is, and we're still debt free.
We're still debt free. As Cody always says, we're in a position to take on debt whenever you all are ready, but as of last check, we're debt free. So
say he always says debt free, and I always look at cigarette tax. So
I'll tell you, cigarette tax. As I was even pulling these numbers, I was kind of surprised. We're going to really surpass what we did last year. We anticipated cigarette tax would kind of be one of our only diminishing revenue returns, and it's growing now. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to debate. But everything as far as revenue looks good. Keith, really quickly to your point on the Mountain View Road project, up until now, we haven't had to touch the investment funds. We've been able to use those out of general operating. So it's our goal, as long as we have the money that we have in investment, to kind of accrue that higher interest rate. So that'll be there when we need it. But luckily so far, given the interest rate environment we're in, we've been able to fund our projects through operating, general operating accounts.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to make this comment. I don't know how it's going to sound. We certainly celebrate the fact that we are debt free. I think that's wonderful, and we can make investments and make money on our savings, if you will. As you mentioned, we have a lot of projects planned that we'll be using that money. But I can only speak for myself as one member of council. You know, if we ever got to a position where there was a really worthwhile project because of our strong financial position and our good credit rating, we've had that in the past, but we've always paid and everything. We could do that. I personally would not, if it would benefit our community, wouldn't hesitate to do that because we have a diversified revenue stream, and I think that really puts us in a strong position. So it really makes it exciting for the future. Although we are debt free, we're in a strong position where if we had to, we could take on debt. So, did that make any sense?
Yes. As I love history and all, and I'm curious if anyone knows or if it's out there in some of the records. I mean, I'm sure in 1883 we were debt free, but in 1884 past that, have we ever been debt free?
I don't know.
In your spare time.
I'd be happy to take a look and sit.
That's funny. That's good.
Keith, I think you make an excellent point to the fact of not only being debt-free, but we did hear from Brown Edwards and Company that the average is 2.5 months. If things go south, you have 2.5 months worth in the bank. Some localities trend around 4. We're 9.75. So that plus the investment money and everything. So I think you make an excellent point about that and asking that question. And that'd be good history question to know, because the money is being, as the mayor just said, the money is being managed very well.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Thanks. Great report. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah.
Good job, Andrew.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we'll move on to another committee report. Bo?
We have to approve the September 30th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve the finance.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. That was Vice Mayor Stovall and Councilman Lyles. All in favor of accepting the financial statements for September 30, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay. Now, Bo.
Mayor Gross, as Bo approaches, just wanted to add to, we're talking about the budget. Cody and Andrew have been working to create our budget calendar for the year. So with the holidays does come the reminder that budget's right around the corner. So we'll be sharing some details with each of you very soon. We'll have to get some dates for the budget retreat. We'll be working through the finance committee as our budget committee. So we'll be coming to you very soon on developing our budget for next year. So right around the corner.
Bo, if you want to start going earlier in the agenda, start passing awards out over at Public Works. Then you can say, and oh, by the way, I'm going to give Public Works report while I'm standing here.
Yeah, we don't have a public works call.
I will start on that tomorrow.
Start on it tomorrow.
You just watch this. Hold on. Good evening, Mayor and members of council. We had a Public Works Committee meeting last week, and the biggest couple of things is, as you know, is the paving's going on. The contractors are working, and they're going to squeeze every bit of warm weather we can get. So as of right now, Walnut on the Greenway Phase 1 has been paved. Stripers were attempting to come in and stripe today, but the rain got us, so they'll be here hopefully tomorrow if it dries out. So that'll be restriped pretty soon. Also, East and West Augusta and Spruce Street has been paved, and then also Selborne, the 800 and 900 block, and Emerald has been paved. They're off for the rest of the week, and we'll resume next week. And I've received a schedule as of yesterday, and they're planning on, as of now, trying to pave and get completed by December the 9th. So depending on the weather, I'm not the weatherman, but from what I can tell, it looks like after this rain, we got about 2 weeks of good weather coming. So hopefully we can get that done. If not, they'll come back in the spring and then finish. Any questions about paving? Okay. Traffic signals. Our new equipment has arrived and is scheduled to be installed next week. Starting Monday, they will do the intersection of Washington, Pollard, and Gusnicks. Tuesday will be Washington and Mountain View. Wednesday will be Washington and Bypass. And Thursday will be Lee and Pollard. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they will be working from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Thursday, they will not start work till 11 p.m. to get the parade done and the traffic out of here. And that's the smallest intersection that we got anyway, so they won't take them too long to do that. We've had some issues, and at Vineyard and Hardy, at that signal light, we're trying to figure. I've had my head in that cabinet like 100 times, and we're trying to figure this out. And it's one of them things where if it's not acting up when you show up, you can't figure it out. It's like your car anyway. What we kind of figured, it was the camera. So the intersection is acting really funky right now for the mere fact that we have it in recall. So we've disconnected the camera to see if each leg keeps on running. And as of right now, that's stands true. So it leads us to the direction that the camera is bad. We looked at to buy another camera, but before we do that, or if we need to do that, when they come in and do the intersection of Bypass in Washington, we know that camera is good. The reason why we're replacing that in the new setup is because the sun comes up at 7:30, it blinds that camera for 15 minutes, so we're putting a new style camera there. Once we do that, we're going to take that camera from Bypass in Washington and move it to Vineyard and Hardy to see if that's truly the problem. Hopefully that makes the fix other than purchasing a new camera. So if you see or get complaints why it's still running, it's messing up the GPS timer a little bit. But if you get any complaints why it's still running kind of weird, that's the reason, is we're trying to test it out to see if the camera's bad.
Gotcha.
Any questions about traffic lights? We also talked about the intersection of Cleveland and Poplar. We had a request that they wanted a four-way stop sign right there. And I got with VDOT, got with their engineers, we met, and we're not going to do a four-way stop sign because in order to do a four-way stop sign, the traffic count has to be equal on all four legs of the traffic pattern. It's about 2,000 cars that come down Cleveland a day, and there's only about 50 that come through that intersection, and that's just to get to their house or to in their neighborhood streets. So what we did was in front of 300 Cleveland, on the left, as you're going up Cleveland, that one side we allow parking. We took the parking away from the 300 Cleveland to that telephone pole, and we put a no parking sign there, and we did some striping there. That way the cars can get to the stop bar, look around, and have better sight view. So hopefully that fixes that problem. I think it will. I've took pictures and videos, and it was kind of tight if there was a car parked there. And this one, you can see it's plain as day now.
Yeah.
Public Works is busy at this time doing leaf collection. We've made one complete sweep through the town as of yesterday. We'll continue leaf collection till December the 15th. So keep on raking.
That's just
I
riding.
have been sitting there.
Yeah.
That's just riding the town, right? I mean, you don't go by.
We don't go by zones. We used to do 4 zones, and the first part of leaf collection, we did 1 and 2, and we'd ride it for 2 weeks, and then we'd do 3 and 4, and we'd ride that for 2 weeks. Well, 3 and 4 is Dillon Woods and behind Kroger's, and every tree in Benton is in Dillon Woods. So what we decided to do was start in zone 1, which is right over there in the Mountain View area, the meadows and stuff, come through. Zone 3 is Dillon Woods behind Kroger's, and then 4 is Midway, and go that way. So we just decided to go from point A to point B, and then once we got there, start back at A and just keep on making that rotation.
Yeah. And I don't want to interrupt you, but since you mentioned Dylan Woods, I will tell you, I'm really glad the town still does leaf collection, because a lot of folks up there are really pretty sensitive about that, and rightly so. Like you said, there's a bunch of trees up there.
Yes.
A lot of leaves, and that's a great service. It's just a great service. I'm glad we can still do that. It's awesome.
Yeah, I blew, well, anyway, got a bunch of leaves up and didn't know when they were coming, didn't know about the zones at all, and found out and said they'd be heading up that way. And but pretty cool story. I'd raked a bunch of leaves up, and I'd taken my granddaughter outside. She's 3, and we were playing in them, and she was jumping, and the town pulled up to get them. And they asked if we wanted to wait an hour, and they'd come back in an hour. So
That is awesome.
I was like, no, I got plenty of leaves still. We can make it. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
They were like, it's an hour if y'all want to play. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, that was really cool.
That'd be great.
Small town service, man. You can't beat it, right?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. We're going to start a new project. Everybody's noticed that we've been replacing a lot of street signs, and it's very noticeable. We had a lot missing, and so we decided to do Public Works, and I was talking to Pete and Cody about this. Well, we're going to go through the whole town and replace all the street signs. And so what we're doing, we're going to break it up within zones to try to get this project done. So what we will do is, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the trash route, the refuse route map, where we do Tuesdays run, Mondays run, Tuesdays, and so on. So that's how we're going to do the signs. So we'll start on like Monday's route, go through, make a list of all the signs that we need. And it'll be the green signs with the outlined in white rounded edges, just like the new ones that we have put up. So we'll do Monday's route. We'll go in and make a list of all the signs that we need. And then we'll put that order in, and it takes 3 to 6 weeks to get that order in. Once that order arrives and we start installing them signs on Monday's route, then I will go into Tuesday's route and make an order. So that way, when we get done with Monday's route, Tuesday's signs will be here. And then we'll continue through the town. And then also in that project, every time that we touch a signpost, it will be painted, straightened, or replaced.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Nice.
So hopefully we're probably thinking it's going to probably take us 6 to 9 months to complete this project. But once it's done, every street sign will be new and it'll look sharp through the whole town.
Oh, nice.
I knew those guys could pick up trash, but I didn't know they could replace signs at the same time too.
They can do anything
on that route. Yeah.
They can still have a little wiggle room for your play.
Can you tell me for the record where Lyles Boulevard's going? Have you decided?
Side of Vinton.
It is city.
Any questions about signs or anything like that?
Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. And then
I would just add, it surprised me the cost of the sign replacement is relatively minimal for the scope of the project to get done. So not a major incurrence of taxpayer dollars, but for a huge benefit for the community.
Yeah. So they'll all be replaced eventually? Is that what you're saying? Like, with the white outline and everything?
It'll be the same size.
I saw everything of the report, but that'd take a while.
You did one citizen happy. When I said that, remember that text, she had like 11 on there. She's like, this one's down, this is we don't have one here, but yeah, so she likes it.
Well, the water authority will be able to find the streets now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's helpful.
You don't think about it when you ride through the town, to me, it's just, I know where every street is, every address is, per se. So when I need to go somewhere, it's just, I don't even think about it. I don't have to look, So we replaced all the major street signs up Washington, and this the comments and the calls that we got for that. We don't get a lot of good comments per se when they call in, but we've had a lot about the street signs, and when we get this project done, it'll really sharpen up the town for sure.
That's awesome.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. Great.
Last thing we talked about was, we've mentioned it before. We were looking at the option or looking at an opportunity maybe to switch our refuse collection to a one-armed bandit system. So we talked about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a pros and cons list on going one-armed bandit or staying what we got. As of right now, our refuse collection is not broken by any means. But that don't mean it might be broken in 2 years. It's a hard job. It's a hard job to fill. We got some guys that are, getting up in age, looking at probably retiring soon, and so we're trying to prepare for that. Not saying that they're anywhere it's going today or tomorrow or the next 2 years, but at some point, that might happen. So we need to look at a better way to do that. So we're going to come up with a pros and cons list. And then at our next meeting, we'll discuss that. And then, if we want to lean that direction or something like that, we will start getting quotes and prices for one-armed bandit trucks. And see how that works. So that's going to be coming up in the next few, meetings. It's a big project. It'll be a big, it's a lot of moving parts between should we not, cost of trucks, manpower, it's just redirecting routes, and what we can do. So that'll be a big project. I know when we put out trash cans, that was a good bit of time to do that. So to change the system completely like this will take some time, but we're going to go through it and make sure it's right for the town. Our refuse collection is very important to these citizens in the town.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They like it. I know it's not the most glorious job in the world, but the guys that are on that crew right now are 100% committed. They have not done nothing else but run that crew. Matter of fact, our last retiree that was the crew leader on that truck, he worked here since 1971, worked here for 38 years, and that's all he did was drive the refuse truck. Wow. So there's a pride in that. And also with the citizens, I don't know how many times that somebody's called and said, it's my son's or my daughter's birthday and they love the trash truck. Can you have them come by here and blow the horn? And the guys will blow the horn and wave at them and just,
Wow.
So that's
crazy.
And there's been all kinds of stories in the past where they've helped citizens and so on and so on. So it's very important. So we don't want to take one of our prized possessions, I guess, you per se, and ruin it by any means. But at the end of the day, we got to still make sure it runs correctly. So we're going to take a good look at that.
And Mayor, if I just can add, our goal is to ultimately get on a cycle where we're replacing the trash truck in a reasonable time frame, roughly every 6 years, so that we stay with a new truck and then a serviceable backup truck. So our new truck is now 5 years old. Mm-hmm. So we've got to start looking. It's time to start looking to replace it. And the way the truck the chassis and the garbage trucks or any large equipment, the way the back orders are, it's going to take us a year once we decide what we want to even get it in stock. And then if we have to make any route adjustments. So just want to thank Bo. He's really put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into this because he takes pride in that. All he does, but certainly the refuse. And I know he wants to make sure we get this right. So he's taking a lot of time with it. And it's not that we want to just make a change for the sake of making a change, but we have to plan really for the equipment. And as he said, for the future of the staff, of being the most efficient that we can with what technology is there and what staff that we have to operate our services. So I know he wants to get this right, and he spent a lot of time on it. And we're going to be there to support him, and I know each of the council members are, but we'll have some more to share with you soon.
Awesome.
I mean, it feels like not too long ago, we were just talking about, trash cans and trash trucks and stuff. And, what I get, we went, come down, not through job loss, but through attrition and, sounds like we just keep trying to improve a little bit every time. So, what more could someone ask for than, every time we need something like this every 6 years, we look for other ways to improve that process. And hey, that's what makes us the town that we are. And so good job, Bo, for looking at the future and seeing what we can do differently going forward.
Very good.
Bo's done a lot of research. He and Jill both have done a lot of research on this, and there's just a lot of information, even just what he gave us, which is just part of it. And so, I suggested the pros and cons list because I've made many decisions in my life that way. So I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah.
I think I'd add to what Brad has said in the past, though, the fact that by the time we get to the point to vote on, for example, a one-armed bandit, we have vetted the situation, and staff has done so much work that, and I get the citizens think, we just decided to come to council meeting one night, okay, we're going to buy us a one-armed bandit. But, to your point, that, you've done, like they've said, great job in vetting the situation. So.
Well, I'm glad also, in the past, we've had people make decisions, and now we have committees that put in some pros and con work, and again, as long as we're continuing to improve, and I think we improved with the last purchase. However, we come to find out that maybe that wasn't the correct purchase at that time. However, we've made it work for the last 6 years, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we do in the next 6.
Yep. Good point, because that is incredibly important service to our citizens. So I love the idea that you're doing some forward thinking, some planning. It's good. Yeah.
That's all we talked about. Any questions?
Good job, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Okay, with that, we'll move on to comments from council. And Heath, would you like to go first tonight?
Hey, I don't have hardly anything other than, looking forward to the holidays. Our town is shaping into Christmas, and just, looking forward to everything we've got going on in the town throughout the holidays. And blessed to be part of the town and serve on this council and have the staff that the town has. We should all have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you betcha. Thank you for that.
I wanted to comment on the lights as well, the Christmas lights. Every now and then I send a text to Pete and say, thank you for the lights. I love the lights. So I'm so looking forward to when the other businesses get their lights up as well. It's going to be beautiful. But wanted to comment on the shred event. I received a text message from one of my friends, and her friend had actually gone to the shred event and was speaking very highly of that event and how organized it was, and was just really impressed. So
yeah,
way to go, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Good job. Good job.
We'll have another one in April.
Okay,
Nice.
sounds fun. I got a bunch of stuff I need to shred too.
Sounds good.
My restaurant shout out this week is Renee's Restaurant. I was able to have breakfast there with some friends, and it was delicious as always. So that's my shout out for the restaurant, and I am too blessed to be a part of this town council and to be able to be with this wonderful staff. And this week is Thanksgiving, so this is definitely one of the biggest things that I'm thankful for, is to be a part of this. So thank you for all you do, and I hope that you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving and don't eat too much turkey.
I don't know about that. Thank you, ma'am. Laura, anything further?
Just to say what a great meeting, and the continued good news from the police department, from Public Works, from finance, all the events and the holiday season and all the fun coming up. And it's just, like Sabrina said, I'm just absolutely thankful. Everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and everybody keep up the good work.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and thank you for this.
No, yeah.
I want to make it into a Christmas ornament.
Cool.
I'm gonna coin Keith's statement or phrase a few minutes ago about a cool story. Thank y'all once again. We're truly indebted to the fact of the town and the work you gave on the playground. But we had that committee we formed, and we would go different places to eat. And I went into 107 Poke Joe's the other day, and Caitlin, I don't know if y'all know Caitlin or not. She's the daughter of the owners, and I was talking to her, and she's talking about 107 and everything. And she said, she said, I can't talk just a moment because I'm on the way to 107. I said, are you going over to eat? She said, I'm not. And Keith or Sabrina, y'all may know, but anyway, the type of system that 107 has, Poke Joe's has had, and she has been trained on it for 6 years. And they're having major issues over there. Staff's upset and everything. And she was leaving Poke Joe's to go to 107 to hold a training session for the employees at 107.
Nice.
Wow. Showed them how to do their system.
Nice.
And I just thought is that not the coolest thing? I thought if I was a reporter, I'd just write that out and put it, but anyway, I just thought that was cool. And I commended her for it and said, that's admirable, because some businesses would say, let them fail, let them quit. But anyway, very cool. And then thank everybody else. Happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful, like Sabrina, I'm truly grateful and thankful to be on this council, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Council, for all those great comments. I just wanted to mention one or two things. Pete, you can remind me. I don't know if we've talked about the improvements that were done to MA Banks Park. It's been a while since we've had a council meeting, and
That's a good point. I'm not sure if we have.
Yeah, I'm afraid it kind of fell through the cracks because we missed a council meeting there. But just so everyone knows, there was some wonderful improvements made at MA Banks Park, and actually made by Lowe's Home Improvement. They have a project they call Lowe's Heroes, and of course Debbie had a great article in the paper about it. But if you get a chance to go over by there, they replaced a lot of the wood on the benches and stuff like that, and just really kind of spruced the place up, and new poles for the parking areas and everything. So, and I've gotten really an enormous amount of comments. So the folks really appreciate that. That park gets used a lot. So we appreciate Lowe's for doing that. Gosh, there's so much going on in town. It's been great. Certainly the shredding event was really neat. The trick or treat was great, of course. And our luncheons, Veterans Lunch, was much appreciated. Also, if you got, hopefully most of the folks here got a chance to go to the ribbon cutting at Pollard 107 South. That was a great event, and I think they're going to be really successful there. And Mike, to your point, I think it's really says something about our small town, hometown atmosphere when our merchants are willing to step up and help each other like that. So it's really neat. Just to echo what you guys have said, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I feel really thankful. Personally, I think if you live in this country, you ought to be thankful. You're way ahead of the game, just the fact that you live here in this country. And then if you're privileged enough to live in the town of Benton, I don't want to sound too snotty, but I think it's a great place to live, right? And so I just think we've got a wonderful town, and our staff is really just hitting it out of the ballpark. So as I think about things, I'm thankful for this year. Certainly our staff is one of them. And council, thank you guys a lot. It's an honor to serve with y'all. It really is. So. Okay. I think that's it. I lost my page here. So anything further to come before council this evening? No? Hearing nothing else, then we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by leaving. Thank you, folks. God bless you.
See you, bro.
Thank you.